Happy Friday, everybody! Welcome back to the Engine Builder Show. Thank you for tuning in. For our topic today, Gabe will be sharing us why your last marketing campaign failed and how to get better results. Again, we appreciate all of you guys watching the show. It's been a long ride, and I hope you guys are enjoying. Enjoy the show. Good morning, everybody.
There was always a ton to learn. Well, good news, we made it. Like Jethro said, it's Friday, so I appreciate you being here today. I hope you had a fantastic week, and I'm excited to share with you today just some of the things that I've observed over the many years, a couple decades now of running marketing campaigns for myself, for clients. And there's a pattern of when I see things fail, there's a reason why they fail. There's a pattern there. And that's one of the things that is definitely a gift and a strength I have, is just observing patterns and then, saying, okay, well, what can we do differently? Or what's the change that needs to happen? Because we keep seeing this repeating, or I keep seeing this thing happen. And with marketing campaigns, when they fail, oftentimes, one of the first things is that I've seen clients struggle with is they haven't clearly defined a target for yourself and for the marketing team, whether it's an internal team or if they're working with an agency, or even if they're working with us. If they don't have a clear target of like, here's the specific result that I need from marketing, then they end up unintentionally handing off a piece of leadership that is a little bit more difficult to delegate. It's a little bit more difficult to hand off to somebody else and say, oh, you should know everything about my company, my mission, my goals, what we need to accomplish this year, and therefore you should own the entire marketing vision. That can happen, and it does happen when you have somebody sitting in like a CMO role that I'm grateful that I get to do for some of my clients, or when you really invested a lot of time with somebody. There does come a point on occasion where you can say, oh, like, I'll let you define the targets. But really, the most successful marketing campaigns that I see are those where the owner or the CEO or the leader in the business is saying, I'm going to keep clearly defining the target that I have, the result that I want from marketing, and I'm going to keep sharing it and keep casting that vision and keep helping you understand, here's the result that we need. And I'm going to keep zoning everybody back into pointing on to that one thing, and that's the result that we want. If you don't take that time to do that work of clearly defining it, and you can define it through brainstorming, through collaboration, you can get a lot of input. But ultimately, if you don't own that target and that clarity, then you're going to spend time and money that you don't need to, because other people are going to try to understand what they think you want in marketing, or they're just going to test things that they think are the right result. And you're going to get off course and not have a clear target. The other thing that happens oftentimes when I see marketing campaigns fail is there's a very blurred line between marketing and sales. And marketing's job is to create awareness, to generate leads, to get people to raise their hand and say, yeah, I'd love to, learn more about that product or that service, or I'm going to come check out that webinar, or I'm going to show up to your event. That is marketing's job, to create that awareness, that interest, and that drive of new eyeballs, new audience members coming into your world, so you can then serve them through sales. But when there's not a clear handoff and definition of like, here's what marketing is going to do, and this is now sales jobs to follow up, to develop the relationship, and to actually deliver the revenue, then sometimes there's blame on sales that shouldn't be. And sometimes there's blame on marketing where it shouldn't be. And so clearly defining, here's the steps that I want marketing to take, and then sales is going to pick up here, and these are their responsibilities. That will allow you to have real clarity around what you should expect from your sales team, from the folks that are doing your marketing. And it'll help you get a lot, clear, definition will lead to much better results, because there won't be confusion about who's doing what. I don't think any of us would send, 15 people into a commercial kitchen and say, you're all going to be in charge of prepping the food today, and then wonder why none of it ever got cooked and never got out, and onto the tables of your patrons in the restaurant. It'd be ludicrous to think, I'm just going to let everybody assume their job role, or I'm going to tell everybody to do one thing. We know it wouldn't work there, but sometimes it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking, oh, sales and marketing handle it, or marketing, go do your thing. And we don't clearly define that job role, the results and everything that we want. And we don't clearly define where sales is supposed to step in. And that's where there's definitely can be a struggle in any marketing campaign. The third thing that is equally important as to the other two is oftentimes your offer isn't strong enough. And so people don't understand, why would I even engage in a conversation? Why would I raise my hand? Why would I download the white paper or schedule an appointment? Why does it matter to me? So when an offer isn't strong, it means that we haven't clearly presented up front the result that somebody can get by using your products and services, the time it's going to take to get that result, and the benefits of having that result. Those are simple kind of core pieces inside of an offer. But when you don't have a strong enough offer, it's often because you haven't invested the time and effort to create one in an effective manner. It's also often because you haven't tested different offers to see which your audience is actually going to respond to. It's something that we love helping our clients with, clearly defining a marketing offer, creating a whole strategy around how we're going to use different marketing channels to get people into that offer, and then ultimately buy your services and products from you. But it has to be something that you spend intentional time and effort on. And when you have a strong offer, the sky's the limit. When you don't have a strong offer, it makes marketing and sales really difficult, and it can cause a lot of failures and breakdowns. And so that's a process that we really enjoy taking clients through, because oftentimes, I know this is the case for me, because I'll always get my team to help, or even get outside consultants and stuff to look at what we're doing. Oftentimes we're so close to what we are working on that we can't see the benefits, or we're so experienced, like we were talking about earlier on the show this week. We have so much experience in an area that we undervalue it, and we don't realize we should talk about it. One of the examples that I love using as it relates to marketing offers is back, I want to say it was in the 70s or 80s. It was quite a few decades ago now. Miller Lite ran this massively successful marketing campaign and said, we sanitize every bottle before we, pour the beer into it, which ended up being, that was the gist of the message that they put out there. It ended up being a really successful campaign. And the funny thing is, every single beer company out there was doing the same thing, but they just weren't talking about it. So that's an example of where there are things that we do in our business that we think everybody knows about, and it's just common knowledge in our business or in our industry, yet the consumer has no idea. And it can be an inflection point. It can be a focus point where we can say, here's something we do to make your experience better. And so going through that process of uncovering really unique things that you do, and also going through the process of just uncovering things that everybody does in your industry, but nobody talks about, and is something that would be really valuable to your prospective customer, is a great way to begin that offer development process. But regardless of how you choose to create the offer or what you put out there, you definitely want to put out different versions of the offer to figure out what's going to work, what's going to convert. And that requires testing and messaging and copywriting. And it just creates some, it requires some investment to create that value and get the results. Because in offer creation, we have this balance of, we want to talk about the things that people want on the one hand, and then we want to deliver them what they need so that they actually get the great results. And that's another just kind of mechanism inside of a strong offer. So those are the things that are often challenges. Not clearly defining a target for your marketing, for yourself and for the team, leads to confusion, but that can be corrected when you have a strategic plan, which we love helping our clients build those. Not having a clear definition between where marketing stops and sales begins and what the roles are, that's definitely something that can cause challenges even for a successful marketing campaign. And then the third thing, like we talked about, was how having a really powerful offer that attracts the right people is really attractive, helps people feel safe to step over that line and try something out with you, and really speaks to what they want, but also delivers them what they really need, and that's going to get them amazing results. Those are the things that can improve and fix those failed campaigns that didn't work in the past. We love helping our clients build 12-month strategic marketing plans that define the offer, give them a clear picture of their competition, and really leverage all the assets and things that they have in hand. So if you need help with that, just reach out at businessmarketingengine.com. And regardless of what route you go, I just want to encourage you to get that clarity, get clear on the results you want for marketing, get clear on where sales and marketing interact, where one ends and the other begins, and then just continue to test offers until you figure out what really converts for you. Because when you have that strong offer, when you have effective marketing campaigns, that's when your business can consistently grow. And as we always talk about, marketing starts as that small snowball. And if you keep consistent effort and you keep building things, you keep growing it, it's going to become this massive snowball. And ultimately, that's going to give you the brand impact and the results that you want. So I hope you have an awesome weekend. I look forward to seeing you next week.